Alright guys, we're waxing up the Mashup 5.9 for its first session. Full transparency, I am scared I should have got the 5.10. We're going to see how this first session goes and if my fight or flight decision in the surfboard store is going to pay off, or was this a humongous mistake? A humongous mistake? Well, you got to stay tuned and find out. And the tide's kind of low, there's a little something out there, but it's definitely very Mashup-y. So we shall see how it goes and if the 5.9's magic or if the 5.10 was the move and I'm going to have to regret this decision forever. Let's throw on the NBS fins. I think they're called the Apex. Yeah, the NBS Apex series mediums, probably right between medium and large. Usually I ride medium fins. I know everyone rides large fins, but for these setup, they're kind of like the AM2s or AM3s or whatever, depending on FCS future. I like the mediums. We'll see how they go in this. All right, they're in. Mashup, Mann Machado, waxed up. Let's see what happens here. I'd say pretty good conditions to test it out. Oh yeah, that's got it all over it right there. Look at that thing. What's going on, guys? It's behind the scenes Travis here. Let's check out the clips of the mashup. First wave, we have dropped in, we're flying down the line. Little schwack, I think that was pretty good. Now, again, this is in the Surfline clips. Thank you, Surfline, for this footage. This is the 5.9 mashup. We're dropping in, little schwack, another schwack. The Waco clips are on the 5.10 mashup. So here's the 5.9, another little schwack. I'm gonna say schwack a lot in this video, I guess. Now, first thing I noticed with the 5.9, you would think 1 inch wouldn't make that much of a difference, but there was a big difference. This 5.9 was definitely a lot more pivotier. I could really just swing the board around. The fins might have had something to do with this as well. Now we're back on the 5.10 mashup. And really this is the board I should have bought. Straight up, these spoiler alerts are thrown out the window. This 5.10 was freaking awesome. But at the same time, actually on the board riding the wave, the 5.9, once I really figured it out, was a lot more pivoty and just I could really do turns and keep it on the wave I've never done before. The 5.10, I'm a lot more used to this exact shape. So I could really just get on this board, the 5.10, it felt like riding a bike. A couple more schwacks here. Roundhouses on the mashup are super fun. Now we're back on the 5.9 version, which again, you can kind of see the footage is a lot quote unquote crappier because it's zoomed out, de-resolutionized at the wazoo. But I could really just swing the board and pivot it around a lot tighter, as opposed to the 5.10 was a lot more of a stereotypical pod mod 5.10 where it's a little more drawn out, still super pivoty, but the 5.9 I could really tell how it was just almost on steroids. Now, a couple more lefts here. I really like how the mashup too, you can really dig in the turns, go up, hit the top, and come back down. And it's just, like again, I've been riding so many twin fins lately that having the 3 fins and even a slightly smaller back fin on the mashup, here's the 5.10 again at Waco. And you can see I'm having to move my front foot and move my feet around a teeny bit more. But on the 5.9, it's like locked in even more so. And the nose wants to dig in a little more too on the 5.10 because it's that 1 extra inch. Now I really liked how I could throw the turn and just be confident I'm not going to slide out. I'm used to the twin fins, especially on backside. The tail of this board is super sick. It's like a swallow, but it's not a super deep swallow. It's kind of a shallower swallow. And it really helps to pivot and then turn and not kind of slide out because of the 3 fins. Some people do like to ride this with a smaller trail, so a twin fin with a very small stabilizer. I think for me, I kind of like it a little more with the regular 3 fins, but the NVS comps have that slightly smaller back fin, so it's almost like a 2+1. Now on these lefts, the board also gets into the waves really good. As you can see, these are slow rollers. You got to kind of paddle in and then get to them. The 5.9 still paddles great. I feel like it's right at the cusp though where I'm having to arch my neck a little more than I'd like. The 5.10, I'm just more naturally understand how long the board is. Again, this was the gamble. I don't know what I was thinking. I kind of just had a hilarious moment of who knows what. But the 5.10 is still really super maneuverable. And you can just schwack it. So I don't know what I was thinking. The 5.10 like is exactly what I am used to and liked. Maybe it just, you know what really happened too in here, but it does get a little more out of control because you have a little less control. It's a bigger board. Let's see this one, another nice left. You can really just throw it up and down, and because it's not a twin fin, which is all I ride now kind of, you don't have to be scared of sliding out. And I really like that turn. And you can really just throw the turn, and with the swallowtail, it lets you throw it, and then you can pivot it really quickly after you throw the turn. Really quick, this was hilarious. I went left on my first wave at Waco, and I felt like a complete idiot. Then I luckily regained composure, regained my coolness, and started going right the actual way you're supposed to go. Shout out Flowstate. They are a super cool AI company. I know AI is taking away all my jobs as well as a video maker, but this was really cool how they're recording the whole time. As you can see, the resolution's like a lot better than Surfline because they can be closer to the footage. It's no disrespect to Surfline. But then they give you this cool little edit from your session. You do have to buy these, but they give you this cool little edit as well as all the raw clips. And this little edit's just great. The robots make the edit, they spit it out, and they tell you the date, time. So I thought that was really cool to kind of give you just a little bit of a quick edit. So shout out Flowstate. It's a super cool company, and I'm glad you guys are just crushing the space. So yeah, that was all my clips. I'll probably just show one or two more little highlights here. I'm filming and I'm not watching these. So I just want to end it with the mashup. I would say get it your normal volume. I'm so used to riding bigger volume boards. Even the 5.9, it's 5.9, 34.2 liters. Which really for me, that's at my max volume. Like I shouldn't really need more, but I'm so used to riding 35, 36 and up liters. And this was kind of a gamble to see, okay, can I ride my actual volume even though it's still at the max? Like an advanced surfer like me should be riding like a 29 to 30 to 31 liter board. But that is insanity and you guys are crazy. I don't know how y'all do it. But I like having more board to float, get into the waves, and just not having to arch your neck so much with the length. That was the gamble with the 5.9. Is that 1 inch too small? I don't know. We're still going to figure it out. I still am stoked on the board, but I think in the end, the 5.10 was the safer bet. The 5.9 was the gamble, but my last couple boards have been more of a gamble. So bottom line, the mashup board is just, it's a really sick shape. I would say it's a lot like a pod mod. To me, when I got on the 5.10, it felt like the 5.10 pod mod, and I really just right away knew what to do. You know, it's pretty much the Seaside mixed with the Mann board. I think it's the Spitfire. Even some people say maybe the Dominator, but it has the best of both worlds where it has a kind of rounder nose, but it does have a point. And then, as you can see too, it stays pretty thick up there near the top. Then when it comes to the bottom, it does kind of get, you know, narrower. And then the swallow is just kind of nice and like that. It's not just a big swallow. It's a pretty much almost a squash tail, just with a little indent. And that really helps you pivot back and forth. So I think the mashup's a super sick shape. I noticed that like it seems to be a lot of the YouTubers' favorite board. And I would almost like to have like all the 5.9, 5.10, 6 foot, etc. Just the variations of depending on the day. It's a sick board, y'all. I would definitely check it out. FIREWIRE, the Helium Tech. This is my first Helium board. Felt really good. I actually really liked the LFT. It seemed to ride a lot like that. And when I first got on the board, I kind of just right away was like, whoa, this is like a skim board. And I couldn't believe how much different the 1 different inch in model from the 5.9 to 5.10 felt like. It was pretty unbelievable. And if I can figure out how to paddle the 5.9 and it's not really causing me weird back and neck issues because I'm so used to bigger boards, then I'll be stoked. So it's almost kind of more of a fitness thing to be able to ride these shorter boards. But I would, definitely give it a go. And I appreciate everyone tuning in to another Hero's Journey review on the Mashup by Machado, Mann. Super sick board. I really like what FIREWIRE has been doing lately. And the Helium, I think LFT, they are going away with it, and there's some new, different techs. I was scared of the Volcanic. I'm kind of scared of these super stiff epoxy boards because torque. I'm realizing torque. Shout out, I like you, torque, but I don't know if you're for me. It's me. It's not you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. It's it's me. You're perfect. But I think this Helium from FireWire, the Helium 2, is rides really well. And even the day we just watched, even the Waco day was kind of choppy and not perfect clean conditions. Still ran really well. So again, thanks for everyone for tuning in to another Hero's Journey. Till next time, peace.